I think the technology holds a lot of promise, but I go back to my earlier statement that context matters, and you can't just throw blockchain at a solution and expect it to solve for privacy. Because in 9 out of 10 use cases, all you're doing is building a really tedious database, right? Because it's encrypted, because it's distributed, because it's immutable, it's not fast. So you have to hold that close when you're building the solution you're trying to solve for a privacy problem. Now, blockchain, or more particularly the cryptography that can be stored in blockchain, does hold a lot of promise for privacy. And there are some really innovative privacy-based solutions that are coming to market. And one of those technologies, which, this is flirting with 40-year-old discoveries at this point, but mathematician Dan Merkle established what was called a Merkle tree, using what is effectively a one-way algorithm, right? So I take Debbie's first name, last name, date of birth, and social security number, and each one of those 4 elements, first name, last name, social, and date of birth, gets run through this algorithm, and that output creates a hash. I cannot reverse engineer that hash into Debbie's date of birth, but it is going to be the same hash every time I run it through that algorithm. I feed in the birth date and it gives me the same hash every time. And when I concatenate those 4 elements into yet another hash, that's perhaps a 56 character alphanumeric string of gibberish that's not useful to anybody. And yet it is that combination every time. So if you want to present that hash as proof that you are who you say you are when you're looking at your medical record, or settling with your gym to pay your monthly bill, those are all things that are accomplishable without ever compromising the underlying data elements. And that kind of cryptography, I think, holds a tremendous amount of promise for both decentralized storage of otherwise highly sensitive data elements, but also the disintermediation of the people and companies who historically have always been intermediaries in that mix.